welcome Penny Music, everybody. Penny Music.
My name is Penny, like the coin. I recently changed the spelling of my name to P-E-N-I, just to be a little unique. I had a problem when I went to the tag office to get a personalized tag though, because apparently the way that I spell pennies now is offensive. I was a waitress in a bowling alley because
Took a second.
I was a waitress in a bowling alley because when you play a sport, you can get really drunk and eat greasy food. You don't want to have to get up and get it. I had a customer ask for a soda with very little ice. When I brought his drink out to him, I explained to him that all of our ice cubes were the same size, so I had to suck each one of them to make them very little, just for him. He wasn't impressed. It's funny when people mix up words that sound similar, but mean something completely different. Like, could you be a little more Pacific? Or the gray in his beard really makes him look extinguished. I did this when I was out for a walk with my dog. A few people asked if they could pet her, and I said, sure, but she's old, so you have to pet her really soft and genitally. If you're not very genital, she might bite. Poor thing, nobody touched her. How many parents are out tonight?
Woo! Not that many.
I have a hard time disciplining my kids for doing something they shouldn't, if it's something I think is funny. We're in a public restroom, and I come out of my stall, and my kids are both standing there with soaking wet toilet paper, just trying to throw it up at the ceiling to make it stick. I'm like, oh my God, no, no, no. What are you guys doing? I thought I taught you better than that. You have to throw underhand. My kids and I play a lot of the traditional children's games, but most of the time we make up our own, like hide and scare. It's just like hide and seek, but when the person that's looking for you gets close, you jump around the corner, scare the crap out of them instead. We play another game with a Simpsons dice. You just roll the dice and the character that it lands on, you act like that character. So Homer, you just say, don't. Mr. Burns, is like, excellent. And approve. Thank you, come again. My favorite game we play is called Wet or Dry. Has anyone ever played this? I make a fart noise, and the kids decide whether it sounds like it would be a wet or a dry fart. Let's play.
Wet. Both.
That last one was silent but deadly. That's a great game to play in the car, but you have to make sure that all of the farts are fake. My daughter wants to be a model, so I contacted a local agency. They said we needed to get headshots. They were actually interested in my daughter and my son. And I was discussing this with my husband one evening, and the kids overheard me. All of a sudden, they started freaking out, crying hysterically. My son was almost hyperventilating, and I realized at that moment they had the completely wrong idea of what a headshot is. I calmed my son down, and he's like, Mommy, I don't want a needle in my brain. My kids have always liked Thomas the Train. I have a problem with the way 2- and 3-year-olds pronounce a few of the characters on that show. When my kids would say Thomas, it sounded like they were saying dumbass. Like, Thomas! And I don't even want to mention what it sounded like when they were talking about Thomas's friend Percy, but it rhymes with wussy. Next time you're around some 2 or 3-year-olds, ask them about this show and you'll see. Being a typical Florida summer afternoon, the other day we had some really bad storms. The skies were black, the rain was pouring down, the trees were swaying back and forth. It literally sounded like our roof was about to rip off. So I told the kids, grab some stuff, we're going to go ride out the storm in the closet just in case there's a tornado. So I get in the closet with him, I look over at my son and he's got 2 pillows, a flashlight, and a tablet. Smart kid, he's going to be occupied. I look over at my daughter and she's standing there with nothing but a pair of ruby slippers. She was prepared to get us home in case we went to see the wizard. That's my time. Thank you. Home again.
Give it up for Penny Lane, everybody. Let her hear it as she walks off.